had long devastated the country. No pestilence had ever been so fatal or so hideous.
Blood was its avatar and its seal, the redness and the horror of blood.
I saw it happen to my chambermaid. You were in the same room? No, she had long ago vanished. I watched from my parlor window. Thank goodness. She cried and screamed and then started to bleed out of, well, everywhere.
Gracious, how lucky are we?
Lucky are we what? To be safe and sound in here.
His chambermaid bled out of everywhere.
Oh yes, quite the sight. Hideous, I must say.
Did she bleed out your eyes?
Oh yes, quite the sight.
I suppose they don't call it the Red Death for nothing.
There was no Red Death in the court of Prince Prospero.
3 cheers for the prince!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! When his dominions were half depopulated, he summoned 1,000 trusted knights and dames of his court.
And they retired to the deep seclusion of one of his abbeys.
The abbey was surrounded by a strong high wall with gates of iron, and when the courtiers entered, boarded the bolts shut.
There was no way in or out.
Did someone call my name? We were just having a welcome stars, dear Prince.
We're so thankful to be here and not over there.
Ah! There will be no talk of death. I command you to be merry and lighthearted.
Yes, Prince.
It's folly to even think about what's happening out there. What's coming up? The buffoons?
I believe the improv story is finished up in 5 minutes.
Wonderful, my friend. The world will take care of itself. Bring on the players, bring on the wine. Let us have nothing but merriment.
It was toward the end of the 5th or 6th month of his seclusion, and while the pestilence raged most fiercely, Prince Prospero entertained his sons and friends.
My friends, I must make an announcement. Tonight, we shall have a ball. A masquerade! Every room in the abbey will have a different theme, a different shade, a different place to play. Come, let's explore the rooms.
There were 7 rooms.
And each room had windows of stained glass, whose colors matched the decorations of the chamber.
Oh, Prince!
The first room hung in blue, and visually blue were its windows.
Oh, Prince!
The second chamber was purple, and its ornaments and tapestries.
Oh, Prince!
The third was green throughout.
Oh, Prince!
The fourth was furnished and lighted with orange.
Oh, Prince!
The fifth was white, and the sixth was violet.
Oh, Prince!
The seventh room was shrouded in black velvet tapestries that hung all over the ceiling and down the walls.
But in this chamber only, the colors of the windows differed from the decorations.
The panes here were scarlet, a deep blood color, and the effect of the light that streamed through the blood-tinted panes.
Was ghastly in the extreme.
Prince, may I suggest we begin our merriment in the blue room?
To the blue room!
In the seventh room, there also stood a gigantic clock. Its pendulum swung to and fro with a dull, heavy, monotonous clang.
And when the hour struck,
There came from the brass notes of the clock a sound which was clear and loud and deep, and caused the musicians of the orchestra to pause.
the waltzers to cease.
The giddiest grew pale.
Gracious.
The clock sounds so...
Don't say it.
It doesn't sound ominous. Not at all. There's nothing to feel worried about. Not at all. Don't let the prince know how you feel.
Do you ever think that the prince is...
But
I don't want to say.
then you shouldn't say it.
Some think him mad for deserting his dominions.
Some? I do not. All you have to do is hear him and see him to know that he is perfectly safe.
Dancing! We must have more dancing! Beat the heartbeat of life. I hope the party never ends. Dreams live.
3 cheers for the prince!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip
became aware of the presence of a masked figure.
who had caught the attention of no single individual before.